Singapore hedge fund closed Asia Genesis. Why? Because they have bet on the wrong side of the market, on China and Japan. I'll tell you more in detail. Now, China government is trying to save the economy, but the market is still going down. More detail coming up. Let's go. All right, before that is our disclaimer applies as usual, and thank you, Ames, for the kind sponsorship. Now, first of all, very important is that the Dow Jones has closed above 38,000 for the first time, and S&P scores back-to-back records. Now, remember, about 2 weeks ago, I told you guys if the Dow doesn't break 36,000, it will go up to 38,000, and it has manifested. And I tell you guys this, at 38,000, you need to be very careful, especially now between 20th to 25th of this January, because that is where the seasonal pattern will pull. And of course, you can see from the stock movement, you can see that NVIDIA continue to climb, Apple continue to go up, but Tesla has been very, very precarious. In fact, itself, right, you must watch out for this, that a certain price right now, because if Tesla earnings doesn't come out well, things can go bad. Let's look at S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 has now broken to 4850 level, and you can see that the last high was about 4810. So now where are we? Now we do have a very good volume at the moment. Let me just give you some annotation on this. The volume have been pretty good. Okay, let me change some color. Okay, have been pretty good. All right, the thing is this right now, we have a bit of divergence effect. If you look at the RSI, right, the market is going up, but the RSI is coming down. So this is something that you don't want to have, because normally if the market is surging and the RSI is diverging, there could be a pullback in the near term. But of course, again, it doesn't work every time, but just a note of caution, all right? So what is actually the one that propelling the S&P 500? Well, apparently it's all right. NVIDIA and Microsoft, these two companies alone made up 56% of the S&P run-up. Incredible. So imagine if NVIDIA and Microsoft start to pull back for whatever reason, this could actually bring the market down quite badly, right? Now, NVIDIA is very near to the 600 target, which I think that once it reaches there itself, there will be some profit taking. So traders do watch out for that. Now, we all know that the S&P, the sectors itself, right, energy, material, healthcare are down for the year. And of course, the Infotech and the Magnificent Seven is the one that are basically pushing up the S&P 500. But to me, it's all right, about 4850 for 4900. I think it's a good time to take some profit off the table. Now, all eyes will be on Tesla earning. As you can see right now, Tesla hit 264 about 2 weeks ago. And from then itself, Tesla has been coming down. Right, this is a resistance that I mentioned, very important resistance. And you can see that the reversal and volume itself has started to pick up recently. So now we are at a very important level at 208. Hopefully it stays. Now, if the earnings doesn't come out well, then Tesla could really have a free fall all the way down to about the 180 region. Now, 180 region will definitely spook some fear in the market, because the market is watching this very closely. Now, the China market now doing not too good, and basically Elon Musk and his friends all looking at the expand in China 2 years ago. All these tell you that, right, we may see the Tesla share going down to 180. Now, analysts are looking at earnings per share to fall by 60 cents. All right, they're looking at that. That would be even worse than that. Now, on a side note itself, NASDAQ, right? Now, NASDAQ has propelled past the high they created in 2022, and now we're at 17,330. Now, with NVIDIA basically possibly able to aim at 600 target, I think we are around the topish area. And again, the same thing here, we have the divergence. In fact, you can see right now that the market is going up, but the RSI is not following through. So if this were to happen, and we look at the PE ratio of the NASDAQ, we are now actually at the higher level of the 3 and 5 years historical average, although it's lower than the 10-year average. So to me, at this point right now, do take some profit, all right? Like I say again, guys, it's always a good idea to take some profit off the table. We don't want to be caught beholding the baby, all right, or the baton. Now, the S&P 500 for the S&P seasonal pattern, you can see that now, usually by now, about 20th onwards, we can see there'll be some pullback. So try to take some profit off the table. Then maybe if you follow the seasonal pattern, which has been quite accurate last year, then maybe in the early February, you can buy something over there. Yep, then after that, do take profit, because the March wave usually will be heavier than the January wave. But then again, once the March has bottomed out, the market could be going up. Now, remember this, back in 2009, where we had the Lehman crisis, the market actually really bottomed out during that period of time. So again, this is a good seasonal pattern to watch out for. If you are into this pattern, then remember this. Now, did you bet on the right market? You can see right now, the Nikkei is going up. Wow, amazing. Nikkei has hit 36,000, while Hang Seng has came down quite a fair bit. Now, these two markets have been going in tandem, right? Until recently, in 2022, they start to diverge, right? You can see that they move away. Now, the funds have been noted that from been going into Japan. We know that Warren Buffett went into it. So a lot of people follow his homework and went into it. And of course, when the US started to do a lot of this sanction on the chips against China, and also a lot of US firms leaving China, that was where we mentioned to you guys the likelihood the Hong Kong market will drop. And remember, that was at 20,000, and now it's trading at 15,000. And we did tell you that most likely the Hang Seng will break 15,000, which happened these 2 days. Now, one thing to note now is that because if you bet on the wrong side, you get hit. So a Singapore hedge fund, Asia Genesis, shuts after a big mistake on a China trade. So what happened is this: they went in to invest in China stock, and they also bet against the Japan rally. So instead of making money from the market, they got it wrong, because the Nikkei went all the way up while the China market went all the way down. So in fact, the chief investment officer, Chua, I have reached the stage whereby my confidence as a trader is lost. This is pretty disastrous, if you ask me. And of course, again, main reason is because they didn't expect that the Japanese stock market to go into a tear, rising to 34 years high. Remember, 34 years high. And of course, there are people all speculating that we may see the all-time high for the Nikkei in the coming months and years, that, because they believe that now Japan is the time to invest. There's a bit of question mark here, but I'll leave it there. Now, the thing is this: now China, the market has really supposed to be the second largest economy, right? But now apparently they are having a big issue because of the property market. Now, of course, the main bet was that they were expecting the China Premier Li Qiang, who basically them to do more help in the market, but it didn't. And the central bank, when they failed to cut interest rates, supposedly to cut interest rate, they didn't do that, and that basically itself make the people and investors, decided that it's time to get out on the market. And when all this happened itself, this is not going to be good, right? So unfortunately for the hedge fund, they basically was down by 18.8% the first week of January. So this is bad, and hence therefore they think that the best way just exit right now. So you can see that right now the India has overtaken Hong Kong as the fourth largest stock market, and we are still seeing stocks going down in China and in Hong Kong too. And Hang Seng just lost 15,000 psychological barrel, but of course we all know that this is not going to be the end yet. There could be more selling coming in, because more people will be looking to flee from China to go big into Japan. And of course, now the thing is this: we can see from the Hang Seng chart itself, it does dip below the 15,000 level. But more important thing is this: we are now having the US market at an all-time high level. So what will happen if the US market takes some profit? What will happen? Would the fund really come to Hong Kong, or would the fund exit faster from the Hang Seng Index? So that's the reason why 6 days ago, I remember telling you guys this: there's a very good chance. By the time the index was trading somewhere around here 6 days ago, I said that the Hang Seng will likely break the 15,000 mark, and of course it will annihilate all the buyers. And I told you guys about this, and some people were laughing at me, say that it's impossible, it will not happen. But guys, it really happened. And in fact, itself right now, we do know that the Chinese officials considering a market rescue package of about $280 billion. The market did respond for a while, but after that, there was some profit taking. Now, of course, usually when you see such a thing happening, the stock market will rally for a few days, but this will just give the ammunition to a lot of the players who will basically take advantage of this to short the market even heavier. Do remember, if the US stock market do pull back, then of course this would basically put all this money into waste. But of course, again, I'm pretty sure they are the smart guys. They know how to play this game. So traders, just watch out for this. Now, this is my reason why you can see that. Now, the one in blue is the Dow Jones. The one in the candlesticks are the Hang Seng. Now, basically, they move in tandem all the way for the last few years. All right, pretty cool, right? But then again, something changed here back in November period, where the Dow started to surge and the Hang Seng started to fall. So now we have a very, very big gap here itself. So the question is this: if the US stock market, let's say, took a simple profit taking of 10%, which is quite normal, right? For every rally itself to down by 10%, it's just very normal. So what will happen to the Hang Seng? Would it be like recovering because the funds go to Hong Kong, or would it be worse? Would the Hong Kong drop further to 14,000? Now, honestly, so it is possible to see Hang Seng hitting the 14,000 mark if the US stock market dropped by 10%. So again, let's hope that I'm wrong. And for those people who are trying to buy in right now, you can buy some, because with the RSI, it's kind of cheap right now, because the RSI, every time we see this, the market usually will bottom out a little bit, okay? So I'm not going to be half surprised to see a few days rally, but again, the next wave could be really 14,000. Let me know in the comment box, like and subscribe to my video. This is Cal signing off. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.